97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia. Best show ever. Word of the day today, comparisons. Playing a 10-second song today as well. Amy Fadul in for Ricky Bo, who's up in Connecticut chilling with his family a little early for Thanksgiving. That's always nice for Ricky to be able to do that. Yes. It's his yearly tradition to go up there with his parents up there. Comparisons. Now, we're going to got a lot more show. We got to get to the Twitter poll and such, and the text message and the phone calls. But first, for the President Steve show, Casey boy, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Now, Casey boy, what's going on?
Yo, 10-time, long time, by the way, guys.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I listen to you guys every single day. So, listen, if we are going to draw comparisons to last year, I think we can all agree that at 10-1, nobody thought that this was a 10-1 team. This year at 9-2, we all feel like, yeah, this is a 9-2 team, potentially an 11-0 team, if you will, right? The one loss that we do have against the Falcons, that was all Nick Sirianni and Saquon missing a pass. But, I just don't think that Sirianni is a smart coach. And just based on the way the last two first halves ended, it's like this guy has no concept of time. He has no concept of how to use his timeouts. At the end of the first half against the Rams, all right, you have a situation where, okay, I don't want to mix up the timeouts that he messed up with the Commanders. Actually, let's go back to the Commanders real quick, because at the Commanders, this guy, we are in a second and goal situation. We have 2 timeouts. The Commanders have 2 timeouts. Sirianni starts calling timeouts as if there's 5 seconds left on the clock. There was like a minute left on the clock. Why would he not waste as much time as possible, make the Commanders use their timeouts? And he didn't do that. He wasted his timeouts, then gave the Commanders a full minute with 2 timeouts left to end the half, and the Commanders were getting the ball back in the second half. Like, that is just knuckleheaded, brain-dead, idiot coaching right there.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. So and also, did Washington score?
They were about to.
No. I didn't ask if they were about to score. I asked if they scored.
No, Nick Sirianni got lucky that Washington.
Nah, he didn't get lucky.
Go back and watch those last 30 seconds.
So hold on, Casey boy. Now, hold on, Casey. Now, why is it then that through 50 games, he has the 4th best record in NFL history? I am to believe that that's all luck, and none of that has to do with his skill.
No, listen, you can't put it all, whether they win a lot or lose a lot, you can't put it all on the head coach. And if you want to look at, like, what Sirianni was able to do, look at his roster. And it's not to say that he didn't help assemble a roster and keep a nice, tight line.
Hold on, Casey boy. Are you going to tell me he's the only coach since 1950 that's had a good team? A good roster? No, he's not. He is not the only coach in the last 70-some years that's had a good roster, yet he has a better record than all but 3 guys. You're being a bit of a, hold on, I got to play it. That's the hater alert. You're being a hater.
No, listen, it's simple math. It's simple arithmetic. And what he did at the end of both of the first 2 halves was completely knuckleheaded, and it makes me wonder, does this guy actually know what time is? Does this guy actually have a concept of, like, simple arithmetic?
Plays not being executed by players, Casey, does not mean that the coach is a moron. The players got to still play. Go ahead, Andy.
Why don't you compare him to Andy Reid? Were there times not when Andy Reid was questioned for his lack of awareness on timing and timeouts?
Absolutely.
Is Andy Reid a good coach?
It honestly gave me PTSD from Andy Reid's clock mismanagement.
He didn't say time's yours. So.
And if he was also that good, then maybe his team would have showed up against the Buccaneers like they didn't.
Well, see, you can't do that. You're going to lose. That's what I'm saying. They were missing their three of their 4 most important players.
And they were missing some of their linemen, offensive line.
All of a sudden, the roster is important. Wait a
minute. The roster's always important. No one wins with bad players, and thanks for the call, Casey. But see, you're a team 9-2, and then you go, if he was a good coach, they'd have won every game.
They were hurt.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
see, no disrespect, Casey, but Casey's argument got worse as the call went. You see, this is the tough part.
It started to lose water.
Yeah, see, it did. By the end, it's like, well, if he should have won the championship. No, he shouldn't have. No,
Do you
he
know their
shouldn't have.
record without A.J. Brown? Do you know their record without Lane Johnson? Because let me tell you, it is not good.
And that would be for anybody.
Right, they were missing both.
While implementing a new offense.
And Devontae. They were missing that. And Devontae from the concussion from the Saints game. He was also out. And Cooper DeJean wasn't playing yet. Cooper DeJean started playing in the second half of that game because they finally pulled the plug on Maddox.
And they were behind the whole game, so Saquon Barkley couldn't be unleashed.
Right. They didn't get a first down till Tampa had like 21 points.
Oh, the defense was pretty bad that game.
Yeah. And remember when the punt and then the gambler pushed the guy into DeJean? It was his first game punt returning. And he pushed the guy into him, and they ended up, so they would have finally got the ball back at like 14-0.
Yeah.
And then by the time they actually got it. No, that was later on. Then Keely Ringo laid out Cooper DeJean. See? Now, Casey Boyd's a good guy. But what I'm saying is it became haterish by the end. By the end, it became haterish.
And that's the thing. People are going to dislike Nick. So when you go like, why aren't you giving him credit? Well, they're going to find the reason.
Right.
They're going to find the reason.
But see, that's comparison. Coaches aren't going to be perfect. Along the way, even Bill Belichick, future Eagles consultant, because Nick's going to be here apparently, future Eagles consultant, Bill Belichick, made some mistakes along the way. You can't ask for perfection from your coaches. Tomlin stinks on Thursday night. Why does Tomlin stink on Thursday? Because Tomlin does his thing the same way all the time.
Right.
Which most of the time wins him tons of football games. But whenever there's a disruption with the schedule, it ruins him because he's not fluid. That's his flaw. And he's a Hall of Fame coach. Every coach. Andy gets loose with the time. He gets a little too pass happy.
But no one looks at him and say, like, oh, Andy Reid can't coach. There's not right. No one says that.
Because they're not going to be perfect. And I think with Nick Sirianni, and there's the other thing we're doing. Last thing, and then we'll get over to the Twitter poll and start more interaction. There's this telescope, microscope thing that I think that we do that's wrong. You should probably just wear some regular-ass glasses when we're watching sports. We should just wear some regular glasses. But this is what we do. We watch our team with a microscope and see every flaw, every weakness, every problem. We watch other teams with a telescope. So we're looking at it from far away. We go, oh, it looks pretty good. Like Saturn's rings. Oh, look at those.
Aren't they nice?
Now, apparently, by the way, those rings weren't always there. They're not always going to be there.
It's just ice and dust.
Yeah, it's going to go away at some point, those. It was like yeah. But the point is, you're looking at that. Meanwhile, you're looking at the Eagles like, oh, look at those microorganisms in there. You just wear glasses to look at both. Right. Use glasses to look at both. And then all of a sudden, Sirianni starts to look a lot better. You're going to tell me no other coach, quote, makes a mistake with time management before the end of a half?
Dan Campbell has.
Tons, and he's beloved. And that's where I mean. What did Nick exactly do to some of y'all?
I mean, we know what he did.
But I recognize that
we have a short memory with some people, and then we don't for others.
That's the thing. So people have the carryover from last season, from the start of this season, even from the Super Bowl season at times. He has rubbed some folks the wrong way. Initially, you just called him a weirdo.
I think he's a weirdo.
Okay. That's
said that before.
I do. I think he's a weirdo.
Maybe some people can't move past whatever their initial impression was.
But so what if he's a weirdo? He's a successful weirdo.
It's the one thing that's annoying is that you cannot like him, right? But you still can acknowledge his success because your arguments are not well founded.
9-2
otherwise,
because it's just going to be like basically at the end of the day, it's just going to be like just cuz.
Yeah,
why don't you like him? Cuz
because he's made a couple bad decisions.
Because he cut his hair and he talks about Mount Union.
Because his press conference are rambling.
Yeah, none of them are good.
They'll find reasons.
I thought we wanted to win.
Right. Ultimately, that's what it should be about. And here's the other part. We won a Super Bowl not that long ago.
Yeah.
Was that coach a good coach?
Nope.
We've learned. Mr. Visor, we love Dougie. Hey, I'm Coach Peterson. Like he's in commercials calling himself Coach Peterson, which is always a little strange. Now he's in Jacksonville doing a terrible job.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out that Super Bowl was amongst one of the larger combination of luck in the history of the sports world. And yet still, that happened in 2018 was that Super Bowl. So that's 6 years ago. And I still got people with the woe is me. If I have to accept that lucky Super Bowl, that means I'm going to have some bad luck in other spots in sports when I get a lucky Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl was not skilled.
It's coming out on the Sixers right now.
Now, this one could be a skilled Super Bowl. I like the way this team plays.
Me too.
It doesn't feel fluky. Saquon's good. Hurts is good. A.J. Brown good. Offensive line good.
I don't know if there's a word to truly describe how great Saquon is in my mind.
Oh,
I don't know. I try and think of one, and I'm like, I don't think this really hits what I'm trying to say.
See, well, I'll address that on the other side, and we'll get to the Twitter poll on the other side. I want to be late for the break. 610-632-0975. It's more to it than just Saquon being great. It's more to it. And we'll get to that. We'll get to the text message, phone calls here on 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports Philadelphia.